Sun Hao is a time traveler from another world who accidentally traveled to a planet called Water Blue Star, which is extremely similar to Earth but with some differences. In order to survive in this new world, Sun Hao began looking for a way to make a living that he could rely on. Soon, he noticed a significant difference between this world and Earth. Although the technology is more advanced than on Earth, there are very few stories and legends about ghosts and supernatural phenomena. In this highly developed society, people know very little about the mysterious and supernatural, and it can even be said to be a blank slate. Seizing the opportunity, Sun Hao decided to use the vast collection of ghost stories and legends he had accumulated in his previous life on Earth to create a new virtual mythological universe of the supernatural. He began publishing works online under the pen name Old Sun Making Trouble in Heaven, incorporating various mysterious stories and legends into them, creating one captivating supernatural story world after another. His works quickly became popular on the internet, attracting a large number of readers and fans. People were fascinated by these mysterious stories, filled with curiosity and imagination about the ghosts, zombies, and supernatural phenomena depicted in them. As a result, Sun Hao's reputation skyrocketed. His works swept across internet charts, and physical books also sold like hotcakes. However, while Sun Hao was basking in the joy of success, an unexpected piece of news disrupted his peaceful life. The police cracked a series of murder cases, and the suspect turned out to look exactly like the image of a zombie from his writings. This news spread rapidly on the internet, sparking widespread attention and heated discussion. Despite the Han officials quickly stepping forward to explain that this was the result of technological modification and genetic mutations, attempting to calm public panic and speculation, netizens were not convinced. They flooded Sun Hao's Weibo with comments teasing him, and some even started conspiracy theories, speculating whether Sun Hao had access to some kind of technology to unleash zombies in reality. Faced with this situation, Sun Hao felt both helpless and anxious. He knew that his works were purely fictional and had no connection to the real world. To clear up the misunderstanding, he had no choice but to post a statement on Weibo, emphasizing that his stories were purely fictional and providing screenshots of the disclaimer at the beginning of his books as evidence. He hoped that people would believe in science and view the matter rationally. However, when he saw the video of the zombie released in the official news, he was shocked to find that it looked exactly like the image he knew. At that moment, he began to worry whether his situation would become even more complicated because of his works. He didn't know whether this world would generate more misunderstandings and speculations because of his writings, nor did he know if he could escape this unwarranted disaster. Sun Hao felt both terrified and helpless about this. He knew that his work was purely fictional and had no connection to the real world. But people's speculations and doubts put him in a difficult situation. He began to worry that he might be investigated by officials and even face imprisonment. Under this pressure, Sun Hao started to re-examine the world he was in. He realized that although the technology in this world was more advanced than on Earth, stories and legends about ghosts and the supernatural were extremely rare. This made him realize that he might really be in a world full of unknowns and mysteries. To deal with potential dangers, Sun Hao decided to take action. He started running around, purchasing all kinds of equipment to combat the supernatural. From wooden swords made of peach wood and ink threads to cow tears, he collected them all without exception. These things, considered absurd on Earth, might become his lifesavers in this world. During his shopping, Sun Hao passed by a coffin shop. He saw incense and censer displayed at the entrance, and an idea struck him. He knew that in the process of fighting the supernatural, these seemingly trivial items could play unexpected roles. So, he walked into the coffin shop and asked the owner about the prices. However, the owner quoted an exorbitant price. Sun Hao was astonished, realizing the owner was taking advantage of the situation. But in this special period, he had no other choice. He tried to bargain with the owner, but the latter was stubborn and refused to budge. The owner explained that due to the recent frequent supernatural incidents, these items had become very rare and precious. He emphasized that his incense was inherited from ancestors and had special evil-repelling effects, which were not hard to find in the market. Hearing this, although reluctant, Sun Hao had to accept the price. During their conversation, San Hao suddenly noticed the owner's eyebrows turning black. Startled, he couldn't help but reach out to touch. However, the owner quickly slapped his hand away and gave him an unhappy look. San Hao awkwardly pulled back his hand, but he became even more convinced that this world was truly full of unknowns and dangers. In the end, San Hao had no choice but to buy these expensive items, knowing they might be important weapons against future supernatural events. Although it pained him to spend the money, for his own safety, he had no other option. Walking away from the coffin shop, San Hao was filled with mixed emotions. He felt helpless and angry about his situation, and fearful and worried about the uncertainty of the future. But no matter what, he had to persevere, facing the challenges and unknowns of this world. With his newly bought equipment, San Hao hurried home. At the entrance of his residential complex, he accidentally bumped into a beautiful new neighbor who had just moved in. Although the collision was somewhat embarrassing for San Hao, the friendly attitude of the beautiful neighbor warmed his heart. After they picked up the scattered items together, they each went back to their own homes. Once home, San Hao couldn't wait to turn on his computer to see how netizens felt about his recent experiences. However, when he saw that his Weibo was still trending, he started to feel a bit uneasy. He knew that his experiences had attracted widespread attention, which excited him but also made him feel overwhelmed by the pressure. To relax, San Hao decided to watch something lighthearted. He opened a popular video app and unexpectedly discovered a live stream related to supernatural phenomena. Driven by curiosity, he clicked on the live stream link and saw a young guy with yellow hair live streaming the process of capturing zombies. This live stream was an eye-opener for San Hao. He watched the yellow-haired youth, dressed in a Taoist robe and wielding a peach-wood sword, move through a dilapidated old house, skillfully dealing with various supernatural occurrences. The scenes were both shocking and exciting to him. He began to believe that there really were Taoist priests from Mangshan and the mystical powers they possessed in this world. As the live stream continued, the number of viewers kept climbing. When he learned that there were already 180,000 people watching the live stream, San Hao realized that supernatural phenomena were no longer a subject people avoided. Instead, it had become a topic of casual conversation and even a form of entertainment. This filled San Hao with anticipation and curiosity about the future. He didn't know if he would continue to encounter more bizarre events or if he could face these challenges bravely like the yellow-haired young man. The number of people in the live stream kept climbing and quickly reached 200,000. Zhao Huang confidently declared that he would live stream an open coffin ceremony once the audience count hit 200,000. The viewers' enthusiasm was ignited, with the chat room going wild and a flurry of gifts pouring in. San Hao, too, got caught up in the atmosphere, joining in the chat room to anticipate the moment when the coffin would be opened. When the number of viewers surpassed 260,000, Zhao Huan finally pushed open that mysterious and ancient coffin under the audience's prompting. The scene inside the coffin was broadcasted to tens of thousands of viewers through the live stream camera. Inside lay a male corpse with a rotten face, revealing two sharp long teeth, exactly matching the zombie appearance described by San Hao in his book. However, at this moment, some viewers began to question whether all this was just an act, doubting the existence of real zombies. These doubts sparked heated discussions in the chat room and even affected the viewers' enthusiasm for tipping. To prove his claims were true, Zhao Huang decided to take further action. He pulled out a blood bag from his body and poured its red liquid into the zombie's mouth. Seeing this, San Hao felt an ominous premonition rising in his heart. As expected, after drinking the blood, the zombie started to react. Its breathing became rapid, and suddenly it leapt up from the coffin, standing in place, emitting a terrifying aura. The atmosphere in the entire live stream instantly turned tense. Zhao Huang and his friends also felt an unprecedented fear. However, the audience became even more excited. They went wild in the chat room with brushes and gifts, urging Zhao Huang to step forward and fight the zombie. San Hao watched Zhao Huang's live stream with rapt attention, deeply captivated by this unprecedented event and also sweating nervously for Zhao Huang and his friends. When Zhao Huang was flung away by the zombie's arm and crashed into the wall, spitting out a mouthful of black blood, San Hao's heart jolted with realization that things were going south. The number of viewers in the live stream had skyrocketed to 570,000, all witnessing Zhao Huang's transformation from showing off to being humiliated. At this moment, The chat room went crazy with barrages of comments, awesome and idiot appearing alternately, reflecting the complex emotions of the audience. Sun Hao could see that Zhao Huan and his friends were not real Taoist priests from Mount Ocean. Their equipment and courage likely stemmed from his own novel and recent news. He started to worry whether his novel had misled these young people into thinking they could handle zombies easily. As the zombie zeroed in on the teenager holding the phone, the tension in the live stream reached its peak. The audience was frightened by the fierce aura of the zombie, and the more timid ones even covered their eyes. Sun Hao felt his heart in his throat, reminded of the fear he experienced watching his first zombie movie as a child. In the nick of time, Xiao Huan grabbed a handful of rice and threw it at the zombie, successfully pushing it back. However, this didn't solve the underlying problem. The rice was limited, and the threat of the zombie persisted. At this moment, Sun Hao's good friend Li Daring sent a message asking if he had arrived unseen yet and urged him to hurry over and help. Sun Hao replied helplessly that he was just a novelist and powerless. Nevertheless, he decided to do whatever he could to assist Zhao Huan and his friends. In the live stream, Sun Hao posted the words "hold your breath" and spent 10 piercing cloud arrows to pin it at the top. He hoped this reminder could help Zhao Huan and his friends dodge disaster, because Sun Hao knew that zombies relied on scent to track their targets. The audience in the live stream also began to copy this reminder, hoping to aid the streamer. The atmosphere in the entire live stream was incredibly tense, with everyone's gaze fixed on Zhao Huan and the zombie, waiting to see what would happen next.